Hello and welcome. I'm Annarose White.
And I'm Jan Brody.
And we're with Beehive Quilt Shop in Wellington, Kansas. And we would like to invite you and tell you about our block of the month we're doing this year out of quilt recipes.
Yes.
So Jan and I have been sewing together for several years now.
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And having a great time. And so this year we were like, what do we want to do in 2024? And we decided we wanted to do this fun book because we've been thinking about it for a long time. So Jan, what have you made?
I made Daylesford in the Jen Kingwell recipe book, and I used the
green stone.
Yes, I always have
yes.
that. Yeah.
So we can say Quilt Recipes is a book that was written by Jen Kingwell, who's a famous Australian pattern designer, book publisher. She has her own quilt shop, and Moda Fabrics prints her material. Mm-hmm. And so greenstone is what we have behind us. Is your phone dinging? That's why we're doing a dry run.
Yeah.
So Quilt Recipes is a book that's full of lots of different patterns, plus Daylesford. So we wanted to, our block of the month features this pattern that's inside of the book. So how is our block of the month going to work this year, Jan?
This year we're going to do a sew along style. So when we have you meet on the third Thursday, we're staying on the third Thursday, and we're going to have sessions at 10:30 to noon will be that morning session. The 1 to 5 is going to be actually the demo, and then we'll talk about the quilt blocks and how you're going to put this together. And then there's going to be the open sew like we did last year. And then session 3 will be the 5:30 to 6:30. We are also going to offer Saturday.
Yes, for a stay and sew on Saturday. And so if you aren't able to join us on Thursday, you can come that following Saturday, on the third Saturday, and you'll be able to bring your sewing machine, have a demo. We'll go through the same things that we've talked about on Thursday with what we're featuring. But since this block of the month is featured, we're going to meet 6 times in the calendar year, 7 counting the retreat. But we'll be going over, there's 11 different components in the quilt. So when we meet, whether it's that Thursday or the Saturday, we'll be going over whatever components of those we're working on.
Right. So the 2 quilts that we're offering is the quilt recipe book, Daylesford, and then also Anthology. Daylesford, Jen Kingwell's, will be offered on January, March, May, July, September, and November. And then Anthology, which is, who's that?
Southern Charm Quilts.
Is going to be February, April, June, August, October, and December. So it's every other month is whatever you pick. You're going to be every other month, which will give you some time to kind of work on these blocks. This is a log cabin. It's a great big log cabin, and I think if we build on what we learned last year, you're going to use those skills for your color choices, your how you work these volumes, and you've really done so well last year that we're going to have that opportunity to really put it in play in a really different quilt this year. Different in that it is a great big log cabin. So that's going to be the challenge this year, and I know you'll meet it. I know you will. You did this year.
So how signups will work is that you'll go on our website and you'll sign up for the Jen Kingwell block of the month. It's a $90 membership, and that counts for all 6 of the sessions that we'll have. The fabric kit for this and the book are purchased separately. So we've been promoting Quilt Recipes for over a year, so some people have already purchased the book. If you still need to, you can pre-order the book, and so it'll be available later in January, and we'll have I know I'm stumbling over this, but we'll have how to participate is you'll sign up for the Jen Kingwell block of the month on our website. We have our Jen Kingwell block of the month membership is $90. That pays for 6 sessions of classes. We will be recording content, and so you'll be available to watch that later as well. If you happen to miss a month, we'll also have the book is purchased separately from that. We have the book as featured with a discount since you're signing up for our block of the month. And so you can sign up as that on a pre-order in the link below for the Quilt Recipes book. The fabric kits are also purchased separately. And so we have the fabric kit is kitted, and it has about 8 yards of fabric in it. And this is kind of unique. So Jen Kingwell is an Australian pattern and fabric designer. And so when she designs a fabric collection, most of the time she features lollies or kind of unique panels that are printed on fabric. And so how the Greenstone fabric collection works is the majority of the pieces in this collection were printed as these long length of fabric pieces. So instead of having to have 50 different bolts of fabric and 50 different fat quarters, this kit has her half-yard chunks. So what it makes is kind of an Australian fat eighth is how we're describing it. So when you'll have these chunks in your fabric kit, and they are half-yard cuts, but they're actually about 11 inches by 18 inches, and it's a nice usable chunk. So whether you're piecing individual blocks or you're doing the chunky pieces that go around, you have a lot of choices, and there's plenty of fabric in the kit. So I like how Jen describes this. I like calling her Jen, pretending she's our best friend. We have met her before. But Jen has it where she really describes this as a choose your own adventure project. So that means that you have a lot of flexibility in where you choose pieces to go in the quilt. But Jan and I both learned a lot making our quilts, and we know that you'll have fun. So you should sign up for the Jen Kingwell block of the month so you can join us on this Australian adventure.
It is an adventure. And you're also going to learn, as long as we're at it, we are going to be doing some piecing. So this is a piece, these are turn dash, and then you also, they are not real complicated, but they are kind of a challenge because you're going to be working with your colors and your values.
It's very satisfying.
It is fun. It's fun, and it's been a challenge. You want to show them yours?
Yeah, so mine is out of K Fawcett fabric. And so it goes right up here. We've got the top. And so ours, this one is called Winter Lavender, is what I've called it. And so this is out of K's greens and purples with some pops of pink and other fun colors. But I really enjoyed making this quilt. So it's the same pattern that's in the book. There's a few different things which we'll talk about it, but she encourages you to do improvisational piecing. And so I kind of took fun. I loved the churn dashes and Jan's, but I kind of did the modified version, and I did these scrap with terry blocks that I found from a fun Australian or a Canadian piecer that I really enjoy following. And so that's kind of something that I did unique to mine. I had a little bit of fussy cutting, which was fun with K Fabrics. It makes it really enjoyable to do. But this is kind of our color palette. So you'll have 2 different color choices to do. So we either have Greenstone or Winter Lavender. And of course, we encourage you to use your stash as you go through and expand on the quilt. We may even have, I know I've already decided we'll have some expansion packs, because, you know, it's anytime you make a quilt is a great excuse to build your stash.
Yeah, you need a
so
little extra here
you just need a little extra to make it, but it is just a lot of fun. And your backing that you put on this, Jan, you have this beautiful, maybe we can't show the backing, maybe we should.
You know what the name of it is?
Oh, I forgot.
I've used
Pearl Waves.
I love this.
This is Pearl Waves.
Soft, sweet.
From Paintbrush Studios.
And yours?
I have no idea what the name of it is.
But it's Cave, isn't it?
It's Cave.
Yeah.
You
A
just
cave
say
wide
you use
backing.
the wide back, yeah.
Yes.
And so here's the backing for this, which is just fun. It's just fun.
It's just fun. It's great. So,
Do we? Okay.
anyway, you want to just stop it?
Yeah.
There.
Okay.